What is good, my people, my peeps? Good afternoon to one and all. We are back again with Ear Hustling, the podcast you are going to grow to love. That's right, because we are nosy over here. So we're going to be tapping into Donald Trump. He's live and he is talking about sanctions. That's right, sanctions. So he's talking about sanctions for India, China, and Russia. Isn't that interesting when we talked about Russia? You know, we tapped in a little bit about Russia yesterday on the ear hustling that we did. So, this is a podcast that you're listening to. I'm your host, Ethereal, your godmother. That's right. I'm going to come give you the word that you have not heard, or we might just tap into somebody, listening in. Sanctions. Let's listen in and we're just going to have an open discussion. So go ahead, ring the doorbell and come on in. When I say ring the doorbell, I mean get the thumbs up. We're going to go ahead and tap in to see what President Trump is talking about.
Really doing well, successful. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mr. President, have Putin and Zelensky agreed to a summit yet? And where and when would that be?
Well, there's a very good prospect that they will. And we haven't determined where, but we had some very good talks with President Putin today. And there's a very good chance that we could be ending the round, ending the end of that road. That road was long and continues to be long, but there's a good chance that there will be a meeting very soon.
How close do you think you are to a deal?
Excuse me?
How close do you think you are to something?
Well, I don't want to say. I've been disappointed before with this one. You know, we've solved 5 wars, plus add to that Iran, where we wiped out their nuclear capacity for weapons. They would have had a weapon within 2 months, maybe less. And that was totally obliterated. Turned out it was a total obliteration. And the pilots and the people that did that job are really, we have the greatest armed forces in the world, but that was really something. In fact, there's a model of the plane right there. So, you got to bring that up, Susie. We have to see that. Look at this. This was just given to me. You know, we ordered brand new B-2 bombers. This is a plane that over a period of 36 hours of constant flying. Look at this. So this is the brand new one they just ordered. Similar, but actually quite different. It's new and enhanced. It's an amazing machine. It went 36 hours. We had 52 tankers up in the air loading up our planes because this was surrounded by F-22s and F-35s, and it was flawless, Tim. Even you would say it was flawless. And every one of those bombs hit their target. And then we had tomahawks shot in from.
How can you come into a room and be so rude? You know what I'm saying? Be so rude and you don't even know what's going on. Okay? We're ear hustling. Okay? We are in the building ear hustling about new sanctions for India, China, and Russia, and we're going to have a discussion, okay? So let's listen. I'm probably going to rewind this because it's coming to the end of this press conference. So let's get it. Let's go. You're listening to President Trump.
The breakthrough. I mean, we've been working on this a long time. There are thousands of young people dying, mostly soldiers, but also, missiles being hit into Kiev and other places. But in terms of soldiers, I think Russia's lost over 20,000 since the beginning of the year. 20,000, and I guess the estimate for Ukraine is about 9,000. It's a terrible situation. We want to get it stopped. We don't have American soldiers there, but I feel I have an obligation to get it stopped. This was not my war. This war would have never started, not even a chance, and it didn't start for 4 years. It went 4 years and it didn't start, but. This is Biden's war. This was on his watch. And, it's funny. We had no land was taken from Trump. It was taken from Bush. It was taken from Biden. The whole thing they would take from Biden. It weren't for us. But it was taken by Obama. Take a look at what was taken with all of the land that was taken. Nothing was taken by Russia from us. Not 1 ounce of land was taken. I'm here to get the thing over with. It would have never started if I were president, and we're here to get it stopped and get the death stopped. Yeah, please.
President, in the past, you said you would know if Putin was tackling you wrong. What
Yeah.
any
is or isn't doing that this time around?
Can't answer the question yet. I'll tell you in a matter of weeks, maybe less. But we've made a lot of progress. And as you know, we put a 50% tariff on India on oil. They're the second largest. They're very close to China in terms of the purchase of oil from Russia. But so I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But we've had very productive talks today. Yes, ma'am.
President Trump, on federalizing DC, are you considering taking over the DC police? Is that an option on the table?
We're considering it, yeah, because the crime is ridiculous. I could show you a chart comparing DC to other locations, and you're not going to want to see what it looks like. It was just up on television, actually. They were showing it. Now, we want to have a great, safe capital, and we're going to have it. And that includes cleanliness, and it includes other things. We have a capital that's very unsafe. You know, we just almost lost a young man, beautiful, handsome guy that got the hell knocked out of him the night before last. And I'm going to call him now. We wanted to give him a little recovery time. We just put a call into him. They're calling back in a little while, but he went through.
What's up?
If you want to build an app and have
I
no
get
idea
past
how to
the
code
doggone
or where to
commercial.
start,
So y'all tuned into the podcast Ear Hustling. We're tapping in. We're listening into the president. He's talking about more sanctions, He's talking about getting people more pissed off at him. More countries he's alienating, you know. So the countries he's targeting, once again, the most countries that we do more trade with is India, China, and Russia. That's right, Russia. Yeah. Before you all came in, I'm going to rewind this, of course, so we can listen to some more so you can get some context, right? But they're talking about bringing the iPhone over here. You know, because most of everything they get to manufacture your iPhone comes from Africa. Okay, blood diamonds. Okay, blood diamonds. But he's talking about they want to manufacture the iPhone over here. The iPhone is done, son. The iPhone is done. Okay, all they do is change the style of the doggone cameras in the back. Okay, is either two little camera holes or three little camera holes. That's it. And the color scheme. The iPhone is done. Okay. But what is interesting is that a lot of you guys are so young. Y'all wasn't tapped into, you know, anything of political conversations or whatnot. But now you tapped in. Okay, for various reasons. I don't know your reasons, but for various reasons you're tapped in. But you guys have to understand that President Donald Trump was a businessman, still is a businessman. We can't take that credential away from him, right? Do y'all know in the 80s, President Donald Trump, he wasn't a president then, he was just an average businessman, shipped all of his businesses and everything that he got was coming from overseas. Now it's all about making America great again when he helped destroy America. Come on, y'all. We tapping in. Let's listen to what he got to say. Go ahead, feel free to put your comments in the comment section. Be wise, though. Be very wise. My mods are in the building, and they will take care of you. Either put you on time out or go ahead and block any silly comments. All right. Young RZA, a.k.a. Drip King, is in the building, and he got the wrench. All right, let's go.
8 hours. So let's see what happens over the next.
You're
going to see a lot more.
So this is a taste.
You're going to see a lot more. You're going to see so much secondary sanctions. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, you were the driving force behind Operation Warp Speed, these mRNA vaccines that are the gold standard.
Right.
Now your health secretary is pulling back all the funding for research. He's saying that the risks outweigh the benefits, which puts him at odds with
Research
the
on
entire
what?
medical community and with you. What is going on?
Research on what?
Into mRNA vaccines.
Well, we're going to look at that. We're talking about it, and they're doing a very good job. And, you know, that is a pass. With Operation Warp Speed was, whether you're Republican or Democrat, considered one of the most incredible things ever done in this country. The efficiency, the way it was done, the distribution, everything about it has been amazing. But, you know, that was now a long time ago. And we're on to other things, but we are speaking about it. We have meetings about it in tomorrow at 12 o'clock, and we'll determine. we're looking for other answers to other problems, to other sicknesses and diseases. And I think we're doing really well. Yes, ma'am, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. You said many times that you want to stop wars in the Middle East. Now, Prime Minister Netanyahu is contemplating reoccupying Gaza entirely. Is he defying you, sir, or are you giving him a green light?
Well, we have stopped wars in the Middle East by stopping Iran from having a nuclear weapon, and they're they can say they're going to start all over again, but that's a very dangerous thing for them to do, because we'll be back as soon as they start. We'll be back, and I think they understand that. They're just words, but no, we've stopped a lot of wars in the Middle East. If you think about what we did with Iran, Iran was the perpetrator of hate, a very evil
Lord,
place, and I think it's going to be a lot different in the coming year.
They always going to start a war to get somebody's resources. Y'all better understand what war is about. Okay, they wasn't going over there getting no weapons of mass destruction. They don't never go over there trying to save nobody. They try to save themselves. That's right. Understand what war is about. But anyway, I wanted to talk about these taxes and things that, I put a comment up there. Have y'all ever paid attention to Dubai? The cities, the beautiful skyscrapers and landscapes. Have you ever paid attention to Russia? The architect is magnificent. Even in 2025, just the new buildings, everything they built up. Have you ever paid attention to some places in Africa that's so beautiful? Coast of Africa, all these places built up. Why are we still working on roads with dents in it, potholes, and you know what I'm saying? Why isn't America outshining all of these other places? Where are they putting the money? Are they just getting our tax money and just eating it, storing it, building their underground bunkers? Why does America, it pales in comparison to these other cities, these other countries, these other continents? When we supposed to be the number one stunner, we supposed to be the superpower. America, sorry to give you the notice, but we behind. We're behind, and you all that keep saying make America great again, y'all obviously see America is in the ditches. You ain't gonna make America great again by putting nobody back in the fields. We're gonna talk about that today. Trump got all the ICE folks, got the raids popping. And he thought he was going to, he said the Mexicans was taking black jobs, right? What black jobs was he talking about when blacks is in, they dentists, they doctors, they lawyers, they, architects? What black jobs was he talking about? He was talking about them black jobs. He thought he was going to put y'all back in the field. We're going to get into it today. But right now, we tapping into sanctions, more sanctions he's talking about. Why, when it come to wintertime, he be hollering about sanctions? Y'all know last year, they damn near, Canada was going to cut the damn lights off on America. He always hollering about some sanctions when it get ready to get cold. Anyway, he talking about sanctions to India, China, and Russia. We ear hustling. I'm your host, Etheria. Let's go.
Incredible plants. We talked about the electric facilities that we're building, the generating plants, electric generating plants are massive, and they're going to be great. And they're going to sell excess electricity into our grid. So we're going to be having much more electricity than we ever had. And those plants are going to be taken care of individually. I know Tim is building one in one of his big factories, but unprecedented.
Mr. President, do you have a phone call again?
I haven't.
Mr. President, have you been briefed on what Ghislaine Maxwell told Todd Blanche?
No, I haven't.
Do you know whether
I
you
don't
came up in the
I know Todd
conversation
is a
or
very
not?
respected person all over the country, all over the world legally. So I don't know.
Mr. President.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Will the new Fed governor be temporary?
We're probably going to go with a temp and then a permanent, I think.
Are the two?
So the temp is going to be named, I'd say, over the next 2-3 days, and then we're going to go permanent.
Are the two Kevins the leading contenders for the permanent spot for the chair?
Well, the two Kevins are absolutely, yeah, they're both very good.
Mr. President.
The two Kevins, very good.
Go ahead and put your comments in. We're getting ready to highlight comments. Get your word on the screen today. We're tapping in. We're ear hustling. That's right. The president is talking about more dog on sanctions, and we getting ready to go into fall and winter, y'all. Come on now. Why can't you talk about sanctions when we can go sit outside? At least it'd be hot if you're going to talk about sanctions. Talk about it in the summertime, not when people need to keep the heat on. Come on, let's get it. Let's go.
Look, the whole thing is a hoax. It's put out by the Democrats because we've had the most successful 6 months in the history of our country. And that's just a way of trying to divert attention to something that's total bullshit. Okay? Yeah, please.
A new Gallup poll says that Elon Musk is the most unpopular public figure in the country right now. I'm wondering, do you miss having him around the White House, or is that poll accurate?
I don't know if the poll's accurate. I think he's a good person. I think he had a bad moment, really bad moment. But he's a good person. I believe that.
President Trump, are you keeping that 10 to 12 day deadline? China facing potential secondary sanctions.
Carol.
Yeah.
Parlami.
Then having that tier for sanction rather or not hinges on what goes forward.
It may happen. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you yet, but we did it with India. We're doing it probably with a couple of others. One of them could be China. Yes.
Are you keeping that 10 to 12 day deadline that you have given Russia after today's talks?
Yeah, we're pretty much getting close to it right now, but we're having very serious talks right now about getting out of Ukraine, getting it settled, getting it ended. Should have never started, would have never started. If I were president, it would have never started. I want to thank Tim Cook. He's a great, great man, a visionary, a businessman, just about every quality he can have other than athleticism. I don't know about that. I'm looking at him. I'm not 100% sure about you. You're a good athlete. I'll bet you're pretty good. I think he's good at everything, but I want to thank you very much, Tim. Congratulations. Any questions, please?
Mr. President,
yes.
You promised on the campaign trail to bring forth a manufacturing renaissance. You just mentioned $17 trillion in your first 7 months or so.
Right.
Can you talk about how an investment like this, all the other ones that you laid out, will positively impact the millions of Americans that trusted you with their vote?
Thank you very much. It changes our country. I mean, our country is a very different country than it was 6 months ago. And people like Tim are coming. We had Micron in yesterday. We had all of the big, great companies that you read about, you don't know about, but you read about. Many of them were making products outside of our country. Foolishly, we lost them. If we had the right person sitting in that seat, that would have never happened 20 and 30 years ago.
Trump, stop lying. Let me pause him for the cause. Yo, Trump lied. 20, 30 years ago, he was offshoring his businesses. He was sending his business offshore. That's right, straight to China. That's right. President Trump sold y'all out a long time ago as a businessman. Now he's talking about trying to bring everything back to the United States. The United States does not have that much resources to make America great again, if you really try to hide it behind resources and industrial, assets and things of that. We don't have enough resources. Now we want to bully folks again, talking about sanctions. He want to bully China. He want to bully India, Russia. We don't have them resources. You got to make friends in this doggone wide world. Okay? We know what resources we had to trade, and we know what resources we need from India, China, and Russia. That's right. I said Russia, baby.
Always.
And if anything, it's commercial right now. If anything, we damn sure don't want to be making enemies with Russia. I told you, Red Dawn, baby. Remember the movie Red Dawn? We don't need Russia as an enemy.
It's a complex world, and they train people, and they do a great job. So it's a whole new workforce. Now, we have a lot of them in energy because, they've always liked energy. As you know, coal has opened up big. We brought it back in a very large way. China's right now building 58 coal-fired plants, 58 big ones. And here we were saying we don't take coal. We have more coal than anybody else in the world. We have more oil and gas than anybody else in the world. But we have tremendous energy jobs, and the energy, as you know, we're booming with energy. And that's why the gasoline prices are down. The costs are down.
Trump know he lying. We was over there in Kuwait and Kosovo and all, not Kosovo, but Kuwait and Iran, trying to find the doggone Anunnaki statues and all that. That's something that, wait a minute, I spoke too soon. There's something more deeper than what you can even comprehend. But anyway, we was over there trying to get their oil and their resources, okay? We ain't got all the oil. We ain't got all the coal. Stop lying, Trump, to these people.
Really doing well, successful. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mr. President, have Putin and Zelensky agreed to a summit yet? And where and when would that be?
Well, there's a very good prospect that they will. And we haven't determined where, but we had some very good talks with President Putin today. And there's a very good chance that we could be ending the round, ending the end of that road. That road was long and continues to be long, but there's a good chance that there will be a meeting very soon. Excuse me?
How close do you think you are to something?
Well, look, I don't want to say. I've been disappointed before with this one. You know, we've solved 5 wars.
Okay,
Plus,
we're going to run it back a little bit, y'all.
We wiped out there.
We're going to run it back a little bit. Let me see if I can run it back, because this is live. I might not be able to go back on and listen. We probably just have to keep going. Let me see. Let's restart it, because this don't make no sense. Why we always got to start picking on folks Trump when the winter's coming? Okay, the winter is coming. Who was a Game of Thrones enthusiast? The winter is coming, Trump. Why is you messing with folks talking about sanctions? And when the winter's coming, we doggone heading into fall and winter. Why you always talking about sanctions when the cold weather coming? I feel for y'all folks up in the north when it gets super cold. Y'all remember when doggone Canada said they was about to cut off the electricity? Trump always messing with somebody, making enemies instead of building friendships, okay? And Russia, the wrong folks to be messing with. They got as much nuclear backing as you do, America. Talking about sanctions. Sanction this, sanction that. Let's see if I got it. I think I can't. This is like on this is on news. What is it? Time now. So I can't rewind it. We just got to go forward, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. You're listening in to Ear Hustling. I am your host, Ethereal.
We just ordered a large number of them. I'll put it up.
Mr. President, what was the breakthrough today? Did Vladimir Putin make some kind of concession that he hasn't been willing to make before?
I don't call it a breakthrough. I mean, we've been working on this a long time. There are thousands of young people dying, mostly soldiers, but also, you know, missiles being hit into Kiev and other places. But in terms of soldiers, I think Russia's lost over 20,000 since the beginning of the year. 20,000. And I guess the estimate for Ukraine is about 9,000.
I talked about this Ukraine fake phony war when they done sent all of your $3 billion. Y'all know they sent $3 billion over to Ukraine when y'all had Americans over here hungry, homeless. When Biden was in office, he sent $1 billion a damn month to Ukraine. Where the money go? I tell you where the money go. They was washing the money. That's right. I said it. You heard it here first. They was washing that money. That money went smooth to Ukraine for a fake, phony proxy war. I said it, a proxy war, a fake, phony war. So they can drain your pockets and send your billions of dollars, $3 billion, to matter of fact, over to Ukraine. Now they talking about, oh, we gonna are back in the building. You know, I tell you, they hate the truth, y'all. Got to do an audio test. You know, yeah, they kicked the sister out. Y'all think I'm playing when I tell you this is a truth channel, and they hate to hear the damn truth, and they always messing with the dog on internet over here. So I need you to go ahead and put a 9 in the chat if you still are rocking with me and can hear me loud and clear. I need a 9. We're gonna have to do a systems check, but yeah, I was talking about that proxy war that they got going over there. What they watched your $3 billion money that Biden sent to Ukraine. Yeah, we don't know what happened to that money. I tell you what happened to that money. They washed it and they put it into underground bunkers to help build them up while they got you over here starving, hating one another. That's what happened to it. Okay, that's what happened to it. So let me see. Let's do a systems check real quick. Let me make sure y'all got the 9s if you can hear. Okay, good. Thank you for the 9. You can. Okay, you can hear me now. Let me double check. I just like to go ahead and double check. Hold on. Yeah, it's a hot mess. We were ear hustling over here, listening to Donald Trump talking about more sanctions. Why? And I just can't understand why he want to do sanctions when the wintertime getting ready to come. They always hollering about some doggone sanctions in the wintertime, scaring people like they did last year with Canada, talking about they's gonna cut off the lights. Y'all remember that? Okay. Now they talking about he want to talk about sanctions with China, India, and Russia. He better get a grip. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. Go ahead and get the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. We're going to ear hustle. We are in the building. We are in the building. So let's see this. All right, we good to go. Let's get back to ear hustling, and then we'll have, we're going to finish this conversation because it don't make no sense, President Trump.
That the risks outweigh the benefits, which puts him at odds with
Research
the
on
entire
what?
medical community and with you. What is going on?
Research on what?
Into mRNA vaccines.
Well, we're going to look at that. We're talking about it, and they're doing a very good job. And, you know, that is a pass. Operation Warp Speed was, whether you're Republican or Democrat, considered one of the most incredible things ever done in this country. The efficiency, the way it was done, the distribution, everything about it has been amazing. But, you know, that was now a long time ago, and we're on to other things. But we are speaking about it. We have meetings about it in tomorrow, actually tomorrow at 12 o'clock, and we'll determine. Looking for other answers to other problems, to other sicknesses or diseases. And I think we're doing really well. Yes, ma'am, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. You said many times that you want to stop wars in the Middle East. Now, Prime Minister Netanyahu is contemplating reoccupying Gaza entirely. Is he defying you, sir, or are you giving him a green light?
Well, we have stopped wars in the Middle East by stopping Iran from having a nuclear weapon. And they're
He's lying.
You know, they can say they're going to start all over again, but that's a very dangerous thing for them to do, because we'll be back. As soon as they start, we'll be back. And I think they understand that. They're just words. But no, we've stopped a lot of wars in the Middle East. If you think about what we did with Iran, Iran was the perpetrator of hate, a very evil place. And I think it's going to...
and the truth ain't in Iran. Y'all told us they had weapons of mass destruction. Y'all went over there to get resources. War is nothing but resources, gathering resources from other nations and Anunnaki DNA. That's right. I said it. Let's go.
Right.
Yes, I've got an entertainment-based question for you. A few weeks ago, Stephen Colbert announced that he was leaving his show. Howard Stern announced that he and Sirius XM Radio are parting ways. Do you think that hate
exposing illegal tricks insurance companies use to profit?
We don't want to hear it. We've got commercials. Y'all go ahead and get the thumbs up. Thumbs up. The highlight of comments is going away. I will be highlighting them individually. So if you have something to say, go ahead and get your comments highlighted automatically. Get your comments in the chat. Let's go so we can talk about it. What are your thoughts about up and coming sanctions for India, China, and Russia? Okay, get your thoughts in right now while you have time, and then if they're more interesting, I just might highlight them myself. This is a highlight on the comments. Get it in the chat, y'all. Look, I don't know why Trump lying talking about how Iran is the most dangerous. We lied. President Bush lied talking about it was weapons of mass destruction. They had the weapons of mass destruction when they knocked down them Twin Towers. Everything's an inside job, and they got y'all. They wait a couple of years because they know y'all attention span is like goldfish. You can't remember from the one side of the tank to the next side of the tank you're swimming back and forth in, and they expect that to be happening. They expect it out of you. Y'all don't even know that Trump was a businessman and sold offshored all of his businesses and sent it to China. Now he's trying to make America great, talking about everything needs to be made in America when he done made riches by sending all his work and everything he did with his business to China. Okay, let's go. We back in the building.
The term Wall Street. Yeah, please.
Yep. You made your tax cuts permanent. You mentioned that the tariffs are bringing in a ton of external revenue. You've opened up markets, the EU, Japan, South Korea, many others, to American goods like we've never seen before. How much growth can we expect in the economy now that this model of yours is sort of beginning to really take off?
Well, I think the growth is going to be unprecedented. We're going to have growth that's unbelievable. Now, remember, we're building and just starting to build a lot of these incredible plants. We talked about the electric facilities that we're building, the generating plants, electric generating plants are massive, and they're going to be great. And they're going to sell excess electricity into our grid. So we're going to be having much more electricity than we ever had. And those plants are going to be taken care of individually. Mm-hmm. I know Tim is building one. And
wait a minute. Don't y'all still have potholes in y'all streets in your cities, towns, and country? How long they been working on roads in your cities, towns, and countries? How long? Tell me how long, because I know y'all see it too. You be like you was 10 years old. They still working on the same road. You damn near 30. You heard me? You're damn near 30. They still working on the same road. Now he talking about he building up more and more electrical grids and companies. It's lies, I tell you. Lies, but y'all be hoodwinked.
Legally, so I don't know.
Mr. President.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Will the governor be temporary?
We're probably going to go with a temp and then a permanent, I think.
Are the two?
So the temp is going to be named, I'd say, over the next 2-3 days, and then we're going to go permanent.
Are the two Kevins the leading contenders for the permanent spot for the chair?
Well, the two Kevins are absolutely, yeah, they're both very good.
Mr. President.
The two Kevins is very good.
Mr. President, is Vice President Vance hosting a gathering this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
Is he working on what?
He's hosting some kind of gathering of top advisors this evening to how to respond to the Epstein situation.
I don't know. I could ask you that question. I don't know of it, but I think here's the man right here.
I saw it reported today, and it's completely fake news. We're not meeting to talk about the Epstein situation, and I think the reporter who reported it needs to get better sources.
Look.
Okay, we done heard this. They just got this on a loop right now, but you got the word. Yeah, they talking about
trying to divert attention.
Hold on. They talking about doggone.
Okay. Yeah, please.
Hold on. President Trump, he always interrupting somebody, ain't he? Look here. They talking about President Trump's talking about India, China, and Russia, and sanctions. Okay. Y'all better be prepared to be prepared. You heard me? I'm talking to the Gentiles and the Jews. I'm talking to the Gentiles and the Jews. Y'all better be prepared to be prepared. You hear me? They always whitewashing money. What is it called? Whitewashing or laundering money? That's what it is. Laundering money. Then sent $3 billion to Ukraine. Now they talking about trying to save Ukraine, stop the war. Man, where the money at? They had let all these folks come in, gave them free housing, free food, free money. Now they talking about kicking them all out. Now they want to cut your money to fund ISIS. Come on, y'all. Are we gonna stay asleep? How long we gonna stay asleep, y'all? Well, how long y'all gonna stay asleep? I'm just wondering, how long y'all behind gonna stay asleep? Y'all need to get it together now. I wanted to hop in here really quick and, just let y'all hear what's going on. What Trump is talking about. Always talking about a doggone sanction when the wintertime getting ready to come around. Why don't we talking about sanctions when the heat is out, so someone can survive in it? You can at least lay out and cool off, put a damn bikini on, and won't be damn that hot. But in the wintertime, folks be freezing in they doggone home. Don't make no sense, y'all. These rich folks be playing with us like baby dolls. Put you on the shelf and make you sit there and all damn near forget about that you need to eat. You understand me? So this is the word on the street. We've been ear hustling regarding these sanctions, these new sanctions that President Trump is talking about wanting to give India and Russia and China. What do y'all have to say about these sanctions? Go ahead and get the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Like I always say, we're going to take a break. I want to also talk about why you get all these Hispanics out. So, I thought about going into this next segment when President Trump was on the campaign trail and he was talking about, saving Black jobs, right? And how some people let that go over their head. I want to talk about that, but I wanted to bring some evidence up to the point I want to make. But I think I might for another day because I don't want to convolute the discussion that we are having right now about the sanctions. So we're going to do that on another podcast. And I'm just going to have it ear hustling. It's going to be on another ear hustling podcast. And then we want to deep dive into what went down in Washington, D.C. because, I got tapped in by Brother Vic. He sent me some information. He said, hey, do y'all know what Washington, D.C. was built on of Washington, D.C.? Does anybody know before we get out of here? What are the grid lines of Washington, D.C.? What symbolism does they represent? Can anybody tell me real quick? Anybody? It looked like a star. Does anybody? That's a hint for you. It looked like a star. Washington, D.C. grid line. What is it about? Who designed Washington, D.C. streets, the grids that it sits upon? Who designed it? Anybody? Folks in the back. Okay, okay, let me help you out. If you look at Washington, D.C., it is, let me see, as a star, right? picture. I think I took one snapshot real quick. Put that on the screen. Let me take him down real quick. Y'all know who designed, before we get out of here, for them so we can get up out the building. Who designed Washington, D.C.? There we go. There we go. There we go. Here it comes on your big screen at home. Ladies and gentlemen, that grid line is that red star you see. That is because the Masons designed Washington, D.C. Yeah, baby. So I might, maybe tomorrow, I don't want to make no promises. We're going to talk about why he wants to send in the National Guard to Washington, D.C. when the Masons have designed the Washington, D.C. And I did a post. Go check out my shorts today. When I told y'all Washington, D.C. already been sold. The White House was already sold. It's a skit. It's an act. You understand me? They don't even own the White House no more. But you heard it here. But until you hear from somebody else, probably with a lighter complexion, the complexion for the protection of the collection, you won't believe it until you hear from them. But I'm telling you, why do you think he's trying to fortify Washington, D.C. with these? It ain't just about the black folks, the criminals, because the crime rate had went down. All the statistics they telling you are lies. The crime rate had went down. More and more social programs have been in place by the black mayor of Washington, D.C. I don't have a name. God dog it. I had it written down earlier. My bad. My apologies. Right? Crime went down. They line saying it's up. So more social programs in place for children, for what it was Head Start and things of that nature, implemented in 2024 and before 2025. These lies that we are hearing about why they need to go into Washington, D.C. are pure lies. They trying to fortify, President Trump, the puppet man, the puppet, the one on the string, trying to fortify Washington, D.C. Is it about the war on Masons? Or is President Donald Trump a Mason? What is going on? Have you been hearing about that? We're going to talk about it on our next broadcast. Ear hustling, y'all. I want y'all to keep it locked. I hope you took notes. You see the grid line. That map behind President Trump is Washington, D.C. It was designed by Masons, Freemasons, y'all. Is there a war going on that y'all don't know about? Is there something deeper and sinister that y'all don't know about? Oh, we're going to handle it in our next broadcast. I want y'all definitely to tune back in. Go ahead and get those thumbs up. And tune back in when you see Ear Hustling. Oh, yeah. Tune back in. We're going to talk about it. It's a lot going on, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Ethereal. You've been listening to Ear Hustling.